Now let's look at the plotting of graphs. You can see in the Graphs tab that we have a simple line plot shown here, and you can have multiple plots on the same set of axes. And instead of these types of plots, you can also do bar graphs, so single bar graphs or multi-bar graphs. And in particular in the data science space, this is quite a popular type. For more science and engineering type applications, these line plots are more suitable. So let's see how to create all those. So of course, this is under the Graphs tab. And so if you go into your framework, you can see under your tabs, under Graphs, you've got that labeling there. But Graphs is the tag we're looking for. And we are going to create a method showGraphs. And showGraphs is going to reference the Graphs tab here as the viewport. So going over to showGraphs, the first thing we're doing here is just creating the data set itself. So we need to plot something. So let's just show how to create the data set first of all. And I'm choosing to create a set of 20 rows in a table. And I'm just initializing an array here. And then I'm running a for loop where I is the counter. And I'm creating a variable x, which is I, so the current value of I, which is ranging from 0 to 19, and dividing that by this 20. So x is clearly a fraction, which is going from 0 to slightly less than 1. And then, so that's basically the loop that's running. And then the data set that we are building here, I'm going to create an array of objects. So each object has the index itself, so the I that goes from 0 to 19. So I is stored, and then the fraction x as well. And then then we also have, and by the way, here I should have just used x. I don't want to recalculate that x. And then your output variables, so we are plotting y squared, we are plotting the sine of x, the sine of 3x, and we are plotting the square root of x. So we are creating these 5 attributes in an object, and then we store each of those objects in the dat array. So we've got an array of objects, and then if we say bm equals new blue mat, so it's going to create the same type of data set that we mentioned before, the matrix blue. And if we just stick in the array of objects, then this is going to interpret that array and create for us that nice that kind of framework for managing our data. And you've met some of the methods available in that object before, so being able to plot all this out and so on and other things. For now, we are looking at the graph plotting aspects behind that object. So if we take this new table of data object and we use the plot method, so we are specifying here the viewport, and you can see here we've created a grid, a left-right grid. So on the left side we are creating plot 1. So here we are first creating, we are on the fly creating a container and using it as the viewport. And by the way, here this dot add, remember, to any user interface element we can use the dot add method. So you can see there's only one argument, and we are used to specifying 3 arguments. Well, we showed before that if you don't specify the type, then it will assume that it's an AUE div. Here we haven't specified the type and we haven't specified any attributes, so it just assumes that we want a container then, and that container will be called plot1. So now the viewport that we are putting in is a newly created plot1, which is inside of the left column. And here we are saying plot x against y1, and we are just providing a title. This title doesn't influence how this is going to plot, it's just a label. So it's a single curve then if we are plotting just y1 against x. And so that's the plot that we see here. This is using the Plotly library, and you can see it has a bunch of options, so you can download it, and so it's really a nice library to use. So this leverages the Plotly library for plotting these graphs. Then so that's well and good. That's easy. So it's quite easy to plot a set of data like that. And then if you want a multi-line, then instead of specifying just one, instead of just specifying y as one of those attributes, right? By the way, I forgot to mention x and y. You just specify the attributes in your data set. So here we have specified for y, instead of a single attribute, we are specifying an array. So the plot method has a look at each of these things, and if it picks up that y is an array, then it knows that it has to plot a multi-line graph here. So that's what it's done there, right? So all three are shown there. So that's your multi-line plot. And then it's the same thing for your bar graphs. And so here is almost the same syntax. So you specify a viewport x and y and a title. So here viewport x, y, and a title. And there's an additional attribute here, which is that it's a bar graph. So that's all you need to do to generate the bar. Here, right, I should be pointing here for the single one. So for these earlier two, we didn't specify any type, so it defaults to this type of line graph. So myself being more from science and engineering, that's the kind of plot we default to, so that's why I left that on that default. But here, if you specify a bar, then it will give you this kind of bar graph. And then, of course, again, if you specify an array for y instead of a single string, then it's going to give us a multi-bar graph. So there's that. Currently, there is a pi type in there, but it's not really working. So in upcoming upgrades to this code base and in future videos, we'll support more types, and there will be more instructions about those. But currently, these are the graphs that are available in this template.